Hey guys, today we're in Pennsylvania, Amish country in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and directly behind us is the BBQ Barn. This is like a deja vu video for us. 3 years ago, we filmed this and Johnny Mathis was playing. We went and saw that concert, and tonight we are here to see Johnny Mathis. So we thought 3 years later, let's just do it all again. Except last time I had a pulled pork sandwich, and you have to watch that video because that was a monster and very good. Today I'm going to get ribs. So we're going to take you back here, show you the menu, and order a couple items off of it. And Bobby, if I remember right, you said this was about the best smoked chicken you had ever had.
I did say that.
So let's go see if it's still just as good. So are you ready, Bobby?
I'm ready.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll.
Now to find the BBQ Barn, it's kind of hidden. It's right on the Lincoln Highway, right next to a Target of all places, and right behind the Amish farm and house. This house was built in 1805. We highly recommend this attraction. Now we're going to show you how to get to the BBQ Barn from here. You're just going to walk along this way, right past all these beautiful flowers. BBQ Barn out back. So we're gonna head back through here, and there's plenty of parking here in the back and picnic tables to eat on. Look at these flowers. So the BBQ Barn is located right here in the parking lot. Now when you come up to the BBQ Barn, you would just walk to this window and order. You'll have your prices right here to the left. And after they take your order, you will just walk back up to the window and pick it up. Now if you're touring the Amish farm and house, you can also come to the BBQ Barn. You would just walk along here and walk up to that window. We have done this attraction. We highly recommend it. It's a self-guided tour of the outside, and then a guide takes you around the house. We'll have to link up our video from here for you guys to watch. It'll be in the description. After you get your food, you can come back here. They have 9 picnic tables. Or your napkins, they'll have ketchup and mustard there for you. And sit underneath this dogwood tree, or just take it with you. There's the parking area beside Target that you will want to park at when you come here. And hopefully a tour bus will not arrive, because it will get busy if one of those shows up. Let's look at the menu here at the BBQ Barn, featuring BBQ chicken, baby back ribs, sandwiches, pulled pork ice cream, milkshakes, and soft pretzels. They're your hours: Thursday and Friday 10 to 6, Saturday 10 to 5. Starting off, the rib dinner costs $17.95, half chicken for $12.95. Now the dinners consist of the meats, 3 barbecue potatoes, a dinner roll, coleslaw, a whoopie pie, and a drink is included in that price. Now if you just want a la carte, you can get full rib rack for $24.50, half rack $12.75. So half a chicken, chicken leg and thigh, soft pretzels, cheeseburger, hot dogs, lemonade, 3 barbecue potatoes, a pulled chicken sandwich $5.75, pulled pork $6.50, and that pulled pork is highly recommended for me. I had that last time. Now they have salads for $2.95, and have a soft ice cream machine here. You can get some milkshakes, and right now the peach milkshake is in season. That's not going to last much longer. They will switch over to the apple cider milkshake for the fall. We had that one, and it was very good. We're going to start off with the rib dinner. Bobby and I are going to split the sides, and we're going to order a half of chicken. $17.95. We got half a rack of baby back ribs, potatoes, homemade coleslaw, a whoopie pie, and some homemade Amish root beer for less than 20 bucks for all that. Where are you going to go and get that kind of a deal? All right, let's get started. Look at these ribs. I mean, they're just falling off. Those look very impressive. Look at that. They're just falling apart, Bobby. I can't already show them to you. They're just falling apart.
Very tender, huh?
They are. Has a dry rub on top of them. So let's just try some. And just take a piece right here. Just falling apart. I'm going to take one more bite of them first. Let's just show you again. Look. Look at that. They're so tender, I can't even hardly pick them up with my fingers. When they talk about ribs falling off the bone, this is what they're talking about. I mean, look. And just look at that. Now, they're very tender. A little bit of crispiness on the outside. Has that dry rub on there, and taste a little bit of that. Get a smoke flavor from it, but just a overall good baby back rib. I mean, very lean too. Now they make their own homemade barbecue sauce here. It's not sweet baby rays like we see at most places. So I'm going to try that. Got a piece on a fork, it's not falling completely apart. Let's just dip it in there. It did, it fell apart in there. Let's get it out. There we go, barbecue sauce on there. Now the barbecue sauce is very sweet and thick. Look at that. I don't know what's in it. It's so sweet, it kind of tastes a little to me like maybe a little bit of honey in there, but I'm not sure. Like the outside of these ribs. They just have that little bit of crispiness to them, but they are just so tender. I think it's a pretty good deal for that whole thing for $17. I'm gonna have Bobby try these ribs, and then we're gonna come back and try the coleslaw and the potatoes.
Try it without the barbecue sauce first. Those are very good. They're tender. I like the char on top of the ribs. Usually I like barbecue sauce on my ribs. This is very good, but I prefer the dry rub. Just gives a lot of that flavor of the meat. You don't need to cover it with the sauce at all.
It has a lot of flavor. What about the smoke? Get much smoke flavor?
It's like a mild smoke flavor. It's not an abundance.
We've had a lot of ribs. I don't think I've ever seen ribs this tender.
Yeah, they're very good. Like I said, the barbecue sauce is good also, but the meat flavor is so good you don't need any sauce.
That almost melts in your mouth, and we're
It
not
does.
just saying that. I mean, you get maybe one good bite of it, and it's gone. It just disappears. Excellent ribs.
I'm gonna try the coleslaw. You can see that it's finely chopped. It's cold, it's very good. It's not overly creamy. They told us they use mayo and vinegar base. So it has a little tangy flavor to it, a little sweetness.
Now I'm gonna try one of these barbecued potatoes. I can already tell crispy on the outside. Just like I thought, the skin is crispy. Potato's very hot inside, and you can taste some smoke flavor from that. Plus, potato is fluffy. It's the best way to describe it. Another thing that made these potatoes taste so good is the barbecue rub that they were using on them and the chicken. You could taste it throughout the potato.
It also came with a roll. This is just a store-bought roll. They don't make these.
And here in a minute, some dessert, a whoopie pie. Finish the ribs. There are 7 bones in those. That was a large order for a half a rack of ribs. Look what we got, Bobby. Homemade Amish root beer. Do you want some?
I probably will not try it.
So let's take a look what's in it. Water, sugar, root beer extract, yeast. Cannot shake this. This stuff will explode. I think I've done this one other time on a video. This is very strong. But it's been a while since I've had it.
It has a bitter flavor, I
Bitter,
think, in my
sour,
opinion.
but still good. This one tastes completely different than the ones I'm used to. This one isn't sour or bitter like most of them. It's more sweet. and you can really taste the root beer extract that's in here. So a lot of times I get heartburn from drinking this, and I don't know if it's from the yeast, because the best way to describe the Amish root beer is take some root beer extract, throw a cake of yeast in your mouth and chew it up. That's what it tastes like. This doesn't taste like that. This tastes completely different.
Now you see why I don't want to drink it.
I guess that's why I like it, because the Amish make it in this area. It's sold at all their houses. You see signs right along the road. You can go right up to their farms and get it. But this is completely different than the others. I want you to try this, and I think you'll see the difference. This isn't bitter, it isn't sour. It does have a aftertaste. It's a little different than the A&W. Still very good.
You want me to try it?
I want you to try it, because I think
after that description?
Well, I said that's what most of them taste like. This one doesn't taste like that.
All right, I'll give it a swig. I have to agree with you, John. This one is a little sweeter. I get more of the root beer flavor.
It's definitely worth getting. I think it's $2.25 if you just want to buy a bottle of it up there. Now I'm going to head up and get the half chicken, a pretzel, and a milkshake. Here's our receipt for the rib dinner. $17.95, $1.08 in tax, 1903. Went back up and we got a half a chicken for $6.75, soft pretzel $2.25, cheese dip 50 cents, $1.50 on the fresh squeezed lemonade. Grand total $11.66. We wanted the peach shake, but it was already sold out.
I like the bags that the chicken and the ribs come in. If you have any extra left, you can take it back with you in this bag. Wrapped nice in this foil. There it is.
Look at that. Boy, that even smells good as soon as you open that, Bobby.
All right, I'm going to start here with the leg. Tear it right off. See how tender that is. Just as good as I remember it from 3 years ago. It's juicy and tender. You can tell that this has been smoked slow. It just falls off the bone. It has a mild smoke flavor, and the seasoning on top is very good. I think it's like a barbecue flavor.
Well, I saw the rub. It is a barbecue rub, and it's different than what is on the rib. Saw them pouring that on there.
Looks like there's a lot of it.
And they weren't stingy on it, I can tell you that. And he just kept flipping that chicken.
Just like the ribs, you don't need any sauce because the meat has such a good flavor to it.
Tore open some of the breast part. You can see the juices in there. It is not dry at all. I'm just going to pick it up. I don't need a fork. Eat it with my fingers. There you go. First of all, this is very tender. A lot of times when you get chicken, you get the breast part, it is dry. This is not dry at all. And this rub, you can taste all through it. Being a barbecue rub, you can taste some of that flavor in the chicken and some of the smoke flavor. It is so very good. I don't know which one I like best, the chicken or the ribs, but the ribs were pretty good. Let me just show you. Let's just tear this off. Look at this. Let's just try this with the skin on here. Got a little crispiness from that skin, but the best part of this is that breast meat. Again, look at this. Look at all that through there. That's a lot of chicken. I think that was $6.75 without the sides.
We were going to get the shake, but it was already sold out, so it must have been popular. It's very refreshing. It's just the right amount of sweetness and tartness.
I also tried it, and something about lemonade, fresh squeezed lemonade, it seems like a lot of times when you get them at the fair, they just taste like sugar water to me.
It does.
This does not taste like that at all. What, for $1.75? Cannot beat the price, and it is very good. It's not going to make you pucker. It's not that sour. Now we're going to try one of their homemade pretzels, and look at that. If I remember last time, this was really buttery. Let's see what it tastes like today.
And you got some cheese.
Yep, that's just cheese out of a can. Nothing fancy, but I like cheese with the pretzel. Just try it. Just like it was last time, Bobby. Very buttery. A lot of times when you get these soft pretzels, they don't have much of a butter flavor to them. It just tastes like dough. Not this. This tastes like butter is just drenched throughout the whole thing. Let me just try it with this cheese. I probably didn't even need to get it. The cheese is cold. This tastes like a cheddar cheese, but you know what? I think it's better without the cheese. Just eat it like this and get that butter flavor. I know you're waiting for a bite of this.
I'm gonna try mine without any cheese.
You're better off.
I probably am. Soft pretzel, very buttery, the right amount of salt. I wouldn't even bother getting the cheese because the butter just has so much flavor. You don't need the cheese.
Yeah, I know, it's really soft. There it looks a little crispy, but it's not crispy at all. It's just soft and buttery, and it's homemade. We saved the whoopie pie to last, and even though it's hot out here, looks like it survived. Show it to you. Now, they do not make these here. They're made someplace else. But it's pretty nice that they come with your meal. See the cake on the outside, and that's different than just regular cake. It's more like a cookie. Got the marshmallow cream or fluff that's inside. Let's try it. Now the heat is starting to take its toll on this. Before I forget, let me tell you guys something about these whoopie pies. If you buy them in the stores, sometimes they're a little dry. So my advice, take them home, put them in the refrigerator. They taste completely different, especially this marshmallow cream or fluff that's on them. It becomes so sweet, and the cake becomes like fudge. Completely different taste. I love doing that with them. Now on this one, the marshmallow cream that's inside it is not overly sweet, but it is sweet. The cake is pretty moist. These are very heavy. The cake doesn't taste like your normal chocolate cake. It has a different texture and flavor to it, but I love them. They're big up here, so if you ever come to Amish country, make sure to pick one of these up. Hershey Farm is where I recommend getting them.
The heat is definitely taking its toll on this poor whoopie pie because they usually look much prettier than this.
And the reason that is we ordered those ribs first, then we went back and ordered the chicken, got the pretzel, and this has been sitting around a while. And it's done a pretty good job considering it's been in the sun that long.
I'm gonna hold it like this so I don't get that chocolate all over me. The cake is very moist. It's not a rich chocolate flavor. The filling inside is like a marshmallow fluff. So it adds a little sweetness to this whoopie pie, but not overly sweet. Now some of the restaurants use cream cheese icing.
I kind of like it with that better. It's not
I
as
do
sweet.
too. It's not as sweet.
We are here the next morning to do our ending here at the BBQ Barn because it was just way too crowded yesterday. But I guess that's a great thing. What did you think about it, Bobby?
I enjoyed the ribs and the chicken. The meat was very tender, had a mild smoky flavor to it. I like the rub that they put on the chicken and on the ribs because those were two different spices. The potatoes and coleslaw were a perfect side item. If you're in the area and you just want something small to eat, try one of their soft buttery pretzels and that refreshing lemonade.
This place is under different ownership from the last time we were here. I talked to the gentleman that's running it now. He's had it for about a year, but he's kept the same menu and the quality is just as good.
And the prices are very reasonable for everything that we got.
Especially in a tourist area. This is a hidden gem up here. And we say hidden, it's hidden. Back here behind Target. A lot of times people will ask us where to go in this area. We always tell them this place. And they have seasonal shakes. We wanted to try that peach one, Bobby.
Sold out, that must have been popular.
They have a apple one that we tried last time, has apple cider in it, and they also have a strawberry one, or you can just come back here and get a vanilla and chocolate one. In the dinner, you're gonna get 3 barbecue potatoes, homemade coleslaw, a dinner roll, and a whoopie pie. Now the whoopie pie was pretty good. It's not made here, but they still did a great job on it. But what I was impressed with was that root beer. I love to come up here in the Amish country and get root beer, and that's probably the best Amish or homemade root beer I've ever had in this area. It's not as sour and bitter as a lot of other ones. Now you saw the meats that we got here. Weren't they tender?
Very tender.
Wow, those ribs, I mean, I couldn't even hardly pick them up. The bone just fell out of them. They had a lot of flavor. Also, the potatoes had that seasoning all throughout. They were crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. This is a must stop when you're here in Amish country. Last time I was here, I got the pulled pork, and that is something you guys need to try also here. It is one of the best ones I've ever had. So I'm glad that 3 years later, we stopped back in here at the BBQ Barn, and it did not disappoint. The BBQ Barn is open from the beginning of April to almost the end of October. The hours are Thursday and Friday from 10 to 6 Saturday 10 to 5, so they are only open 3 days a week.
I think you forgot to mention that the drink is included in that meal price.
I did. That makes it even a better value. Order that root beer with that. I think the root beer is $2.25 if you just buy it, but if you get the dinner, it's included. Or get some of that fresh squeezed lemonade.
So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
Yeah, so until we meet again,
J&B have left the building.
Johnny Mathis, the voice of Romance Tour, tonight at 7:30. Couple weeks, Johnny will be 89 years old.
Fly to the moon, to the top right-hand corner, sailing in my own world of pain. So the sun shines another day. Swing on the line, I'll be your way. So it's not for me to say. It's not for me to say, you'll always care. Chances are that we're simply the moment you come into view. Chances are you think that I'm in love with you. Just because my composure sort of slipped,